Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm John, a mechanical engineering student here at Messiah, and today we are going over Chapter 3 of SolidWorks assignments for Engineering 111. We are going to begin today making a circular tool, and we're going to use the circular sketch pattern and revolve features to do so. So we're going to start out with a sketch, and unlike what you might expect, rather than making a circle on our sketch, we're actually going to make effectively a cross-section of the sketch. So you're going to see I'm going to make this L-shaped design, and then I'm going to create another little line running parallel to it, and that's going to be our axis of revolution when we use the revolve feature. So once again, I always start with a rough idea of what I want my sketch to look like, and then I'm going to start adding in dimensions, and I'm going to use the dimensions from the drawing, but I might be cutting a number of them in half if they were diameters, because every dimension that we're using is going to be a radius. You're going to slowly see how these are matching up with dimensions on the drawing. Basically, every horizontal line is going to match with a radius from the drawing, and every vertical line is going to match with one of the depth lines. Now, the only exception to that is, of course, going to be that axis line that I mentioned previously, because we don't actually use that for anything other than just simply knowing where it is in fixed space. The length of that does not matter at all. So I'm just going to add in a random dimension for that. Once everything is fully constrained, then I will be ready to finish the sketch. If you are not getting a shaded region when you make this, it's possible that you might need to go back over the back line of that sketch, just to make sure that it's closing off in SolidWorks mind. So now we're going to go over to features, and rather than using extrude like we did before, we're going to hit revolved boss base right beside it. We're going to select that sketch profile, and then we're going to click axis of revolution and select our line. You're going to see how that's going to give us the exact shape that we're looking for. And in doing that, we save an additional sketch than if we had done it using the extrude feature. The revolve feature is also important to know because it's possible that we might get more complicated parts where using extrusions would simply be impossible to actually get the exact shape that we're looking for. So that's why we have the revolve feature. Say, for example, you're looking to make a vase with rounded edges. That's going to be pretty hard to do using extrusions. So now we're ready to move on to the back side, and we're going to make another sketch, and this is going to include all of those little cuts that you see in the part file. Now, we're not going to make a rectangle for each one of these little cuts, but rather we're just going to make two, and then we're going to use the circular sketch pattern to fill in the rest, so we don't have to make hundreds upon hundreds of dimension lines. So you can see I'm just going to make those two rectangles, and then I'm going to start dimensioning them immediately. I'm going to use, once again, all those dimensions that were already provided. And so I'll quick speed through that process for you guys. And once all of those are dimensioned, then we are ready to use the circular sketch pattern. Now, the circular sketch pattern allows us to take existing geometry, and we're just going to rotate that around a center point, in our case the origin. So we're going to select the two faces, and you're going to notice how that's going to give us all the rest of those shapes in yellow. Now we're just going to click OK then, but you're going to notice that they're going to come up as all in blue and unconstrained. So that's not because they lack all of the constraints of the other ones, since they're simply copied versions of that, but their center point is not located. So once we just add in two dimensions locating where that center point is, that it is in fact the origin, then you're going to notice all of those lines are going to turn black, and down at the bottom, it's going to say that our sketch is fully defined. Once that is done, we are finished with that. We can exit and save the sketch because everything is constrained, and we can just extrude cut that, and that will be our finished part. Awesome. So you just spin it around to get a better look at it there, and then we're ready to save that and submit. Thank you guys for watching through the video, and I'll see you next time.